The story begins in the aftermath of Peter Parker's public revelation of his identity. A hired assassin attempts to take Peter's life but tragically misses, striking Aunt May instead. With May gravely injured, Peter's rage takes over. He hurls a car at the shooter before web-slinging her to the nearest hospital. While hiding from the hospital staff, Peter overhears devastating news. Aunt May has lost significant blood and is in critical condition. Fueled by anger, Peter returns to the shooter's perch in search of clues. When confronted by a police officer, he restrains the officer with a web coat. Inside the apartment, Peter finds a sniper scope, which leads him to a warehouse brimming with arms dealers. Peter, now devoid of his usual humor, brutally beats the thugs and interrogates them about the shooter. Meanwhile, at the hospital, Mary Jane learns from the doctor that Aunt May is in a coma, sustained only by machines, with death inevitable. A frustrated Peter revisits a place he vowed to never return to and retrieves his old black costume. Donning the dark suit as a symbol of vengeance, Peter embarks on a relentless mission, interrogating countless gun dealers until he uncovers the shooter's identity. His pursuit ends at Grand Central Station, where he spots the assassin in the crowd. Without hesitation, Peter attacks, breaking the man's arm before smashing his head against a wall. The shooter finally confesses that Wilson Fisk, the kingpin, placed the bounty on Peter's head. Determined to end this, Peter bids an emotional farewell to Aunt May and Mary Jane before heading to Rikers Island. A montage shows Peter suiting up in black as Fisk dons his iconic white suit. In the background, we catch the inside the prison inmates gather, encircling the main block as Fisk stands under the spotlight. A deafening crash from the ceiling announces Spider-Man's arrival. He lands directly in front of Fisk. Fisk mocks him, calling him a fool for clinging to the greater good, and sneers about Aunt May's near death. Consumed by rage, Spider-Man unleashes a flurry of punches, sending Fisk sprawling. The Kingpin taunts him further, pointing out how Peter's usual humor has been replaced by pure anger. Fisk's jibes only provoke Peter to attack with even greater ferocity. Realizing Spider-Man isn't holding back, Fisk challenges him to speak or to finish him off. Spider-Man removes his mask, his voice cold and deliberate. "I'm not here to kill you," Peter says. "But I am." Peter charges at Fisk, landing a crushing blow as the crowd roars. Yet Peter hears none of it. His focus remains singular, punishing the man who orchestrated Aunt May's suffering. After a relentless assault, Peter tells Fisk that despite his wealth, he's powerless. A mere man hiding behind money and bravado. When Fisk lunges at him, Peter drops him with a single devastating punch. As Fisk lies motionless, Peter threatens to fill his lungs with web fluid, suffocating him within seconds. Counting down from 3, Peter ultimately spares his life, but warns that if Aunt May dies, he will return to finish the job. His parting words are a chilling message to the criminal underworld. Harming his family will lead to a slow and agonizing death. As Peter leaves the prison, the inmates watch in stunned silence as the broken Kingpin crawls back to his cell, exposed as the weak and vulnerable man he truly is.